Well, the battle for the remaining playoff spots in the Hero Caribbean Premier League has come down to the final weekend of preliminary action at Providence in Guyana. Barbados Royals have already qualified, while the remaining teams are fighting for the other 3 spots. Guyana kept their hopes alive following another thrilling victory, this time by 6 wickets over the St. Lucia Kings on Thursday night. Faf du Plessis scored the tournament's second century. The South African made 103 of 59 deliveries to lead the Kings to 194 for 5 from their 20 overs. In reply, the Amazon Warriors scored 195 for 4 to win with 4 deliveries to spare. The Warriors were led by player of the match Shea Hope, who notched an unbeaten 59 from 13 deliveries, while opener Rahmanullah Gurbaz contributed 52. Let's take a look now at the highlights from the contest.
He won the toss, decided to bat first in. GAW came up to the middle. GAW was caught very well by Smith early on. And then the Dick Weller and du Plessis partnership put together 132. Dominated by Faf du Plessis, the skipper. Dick Weller added 36 of that 132. It was all about turning the strike over and then the placement and the power of Faf du Plessis.
Yeah, it was a steely resolve. There was an opportunity there. That one there from Tar here. Yeah, the bowlers, if they were slightly off, they're slightly straight and erred in length to allow Faf to play all these sort of strokes. And he was well and truly up tonight. Dick Weller himself. It's a little maestro in interesting areas. Faf with his assured footwork, timing was just out of this world. Well, and said, look, Skip, I'll have a go downtown. Faf said, I'll have some more. Really did enjoy himself out the centre. Different to here. Sore hands tonight. He's had a couple of opportunities. Missed out until then. The end of Dick Weller. Yay!
Blocked by Rahmanullah Gurbaz back onto the stump. Another opportunity. Go begging. He put down, and then he went downtown for half a dozen. Picked up his 4th T20 second of the Hero CPL for the Kings skipper. David Visa with 2 sixes, 1 down the ground, 1 over square leg. And he was dismissed LBW by Shaki. Picked up 2 for 33, then Faf du Plessis was undone by beauty from Deeds, ripped the middle pole out of the ground. Drop catch here by Sinclair down on the boundary. Got there, sports it over the boundary for 4. And then a massive blow from Rashawn Primus.
Let's have a enjoy the highlights. It was a good first wicket partnership. Partnership of 81. Enjoy some of the shots of this powerful Afghan batter.
All around the ground. He's powerful. He's not a big man by any stretch. Rahmanullah Gurbaz has been put down by Faf du Plessis. Been crucial in the long run. We weren't to know at the time. They didn't have a great night in the field, but there were some wonderful shots in between. This one in the gap, who was particularly severe on Jabor Royal, 28 of his 2 overs. Zari Joseph was the standout. Went for a couple of boundaries, 9 runs, as he said, Ian Bishop, in that first over of his. Gurbaz just continued to hit the ball powerfully, with timing, down the ground. That was half century. And then Hemraj was undone by Roston Chase. Score at 81, then at 85, and again at 85 they lost Gurbaz. And then they lost Shakib, which was a really awful shot. Didn't look like he was interested in hitting the ball at all.
Then Hetmeyer got together with Hope. And they stitched together a nice partnership, half-century partnership. They ran well between boundary shots. That's something you won't see in the highlights, because you see a lot of this. Shea Hope has gotten back to his best T20 form, even though they lost him on Hetmeyer. towards the back end. But who learned his lesson from the end. Stay there till the end. 3 sixes for Shane Brown has been
Yeah, finished it brilliantly. Celebrations, El Dorado celebrations everywhere for the Guyana Amazon Warriors. Brilliant performance tonight.
Now let's hear from both captains. First, Shimron Hetmyer, followed by Faf du Plessis.
I'm feeling like no other actually. Coming home, we know we would have to do our best and pull something out of the hat, and I think the guys, they continue to deliver time and time again, and I think it's very, very well done to the guys.
There would have been a lot of expectation, not just on your shoulders, but the whole team with this crowd tonight. And you performed, you brought it out of yourselves.
I guess when you're chasing 190, you basically just tell the guys to go out and express themselves. You know, you have nothing to lose chasing 190. It's either you get it or we get bowled out. So I guess that was the thinking when we went out, and I guess it worked for us.
Yeah, I thought it was a nice pitch. It's a bit of dew tonight, and even more so in the second inning. So the ball was just skidding on nicely. I thought that was a pretty good score, 195 or whatever, halfway down. And then I thought with the ball, we were pretty average tonight, to be honest with you. And in the field, it is tough. It's wet, the ball, but we made a lot of mistakes.
All right, here's a look now at the table. The Royals have already secured their playoff spot. Kings, Tallawahs and Patriots all have 8 points, but the Patriots have completed their 10 matches. The Amazon Warriors, with the 2 games in hand, have 7 points, same as the Trinbago Knight Riders, who must win their last game against the Warriors to have a chance of progressing. And these are the remaining matches. The Amazon Warriors will face Knight Riders on Saturday at 6 p.m. in Jamaica, 7 EDT. Then on Sunday, Tallawahs play Kings at 9 a.m. and Warriors close the preliminary round against Royals at 6 p.m. So team, I think it's fitting that we start by talking about the Guyana Amazon Warriors. They seem to have got life back home, and the St. Lucia Kings and Faf du Plessis century was light work for them.
Mariah, yes, I think it's exactly what we're going to talk about. I'm going to leave that for Lance. I just want to say something overall. To say, this is what we wanted. This is like the NBA playoffs right now. Everything is on a knife's edge. If I had said to you, well, in time to come, when someone would say, okay, after how many rounds have we gone? 10?
Well,
10 matches, like
it's 10 matches they'll pay in all.
Yeah.
Good. 10 matches. So after each of the 6 teams played 10 matches, there was a grand total of 25 defeats across the teams in the competition. How many losses do you think the teams averaged? In other words, what I'm driving at is that if you look at the graphic again about the points table, there have been 25 the teams have lost 25 games. The Royals have lost 1.
Yeah.
So the other 5 teams among themselves have lost 24 games. Look at the lost column. Yeah. Royals 1, so it's a Champions League style move. That's what they do to me in the Champions League shows. I'm reading the graphic, they take it off. All right, yeah. But what's the point I'm making? So this is ultra competitive, mind you. Nobody can say that because the franchises have been losing a lot of games, the cricket hasn't been engrossing, because it has been really good cricket, and you were there in TNT at home to see it up close. The fact is that this competition, it has been very, very good this year. Arguably, I was waiting for time to pass to say it, this is perhaps the best CPL there has ever been in terms of the excitement and the quality. I mean, we only have 2 centuries so far, but there's still some way to go. But I'm just saying, this is NBA playoff stuff. This is knife's edge stuff. The Hero people, the organizers of the CPL, Lance Maria, could not have hoped for anything better than this. 1 team through, and everybody is having a chance to join them in the knockout stage.
Yeah, and I think at this stage, all the teams, the coaches and everybody, it's literally you win it or you're
do or die.
Yeah, it's do or die, and everybody's extremely nervous. What I will say is I expected better of the St. Lucia Kings, because they have the leading run scorer Johnson Charles, and they also have the leading wicket taker Alzari Joseph. So I would have felt as if they would have set themselves apart, at least based on their performances. But you know what? As you said, George, we couldn't have asked for a more exciting, riveting CPL.
Yeah, but to be fair to the Kings, they have just lost 1 of their last 4 games heading into the playoffs. Along with the Barbados Royals, they were the informed team. They were 3 wins in a row, but and as you mentioned, they were without Johnson Charles for their game last night. Significantly, 2 nights in a row we have seen a century maker on the losing team, because the night before that Brandon King had scored a century for the Talawas and they lost. Faf du Plessis' 100 last night was absolutely fantastic. It's almost a crime that his team didn't win because of how well he played. But
he lost it in the field. You saw the amount of drop catches and misfields.
The St. Lucia Kings out cricket were pretty poor last night, so that hurt them for sure. I also want to say that from a momentum standpoint, as I said, the Kings stuttered a bit last night, but the Ghana Amazon Warriors have looked a better team now that they are home. But the fact is, just to emphasize the point that George is making, they are currently outside of the playoff spot. They're in 5th place at the moment. And they need to do well this weekend to get into the playoff spot, and they're at home and they have the confidence on their side, and somehow I think they're going to make it. But it's really exciting, this CPL.
Well, I just want to add, they have to play the Barbados Royals in their final match, and should we be worried? I think the question is, should we be concerned for the Guyana Amazon Warriors? Yes, they have the momentum, but remember the Barbados Royals team, you know, they've been really good. They only lost 1 match so far, and that was because of rain.
Home and host, I expect that the intensity of the Barbados Royals may just be turned down a notch. They're there in the playoffs already. They're already triangulating and calculating and strategizing for how they're going to deal with the business end of the tournament. So I think that helps the Amazon Warriors. But as Lance said, they've looked a better team. I think they've looked a different team since they went home to Guyana, and that is a plus for them. So I give them the edge over the Royals going in, but the edge on paper means nothing. It's playing the game. I would say there's one of the teams, Mr. Producer, that has played 10 games. Is it my Talawas?
The Patriots, they're finished. Yeah.
Thank God.
So mathematically, they are the worst position.
And that's the point I was going to make. So we need to talk about Roughman, but we'll talk about Roughman another day, because Roughman.
Because you only have 1 minute.
Roughman.
I feel you need a
Oh
whole
God, Roughman. Why are you trying to send up my pressure, sir? Yeah. Anyway, we have it in our hands, and Roughman and the boys will deliver, I believe. But this CPL, fantastic. I would say quickly on the fielding. That's been the one disappointment for me. The quality of the outfielding in some games has been atrocious. It's not just been poor. Men are dropping catches that you expect men to take, and these guys are well remunerated. This is not cheap business. The Hero CPL is not cheap cricket. It's expensive cricket. They're big money cricket. But some of the outfielding I've seen has been shocking. There were some catches dropped last night. I'm saying, what the difference?
It was a bit wet though, so to be fair,
wet or dry. I'm just saying that last night.
It makes it difficult, George.
No.
The ball is wet and the field is wet.
Here's the point I'm making.
Fielding becomes more.
Here's the point I'm making. That by itself is a true statement. I can't argue against that. I'm saying last night was no different from the quality of the outfielding we would have seen in several games when it was drier in the day. I'm just saying that the catching in the tournament, especially the Patriots, I'm looking at you, DJ Bravo, and your boys, and you mentioned the Kings. Yeah. Catching not hot. Very, very bad.
Talawas versus Kings with a few seconds we have to go.
I have to go where my heart is, but
Roughman,
I'm looking at you, Roughman.
I think George is worried about Roughman.
Yeah, I'm fretting.
Roughman's captaincy.
I'm fretting, Roughman. Ruffy, you can't make bad decisions, my friend. You need to. Yeah, Roughman, come on, man. We got this.
At least for George's sake. We gotta go to a break. We'll be back.